Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, welcome to a brand new episode of the A Cup of Soda podcast. Yes, it's just me. Sorry. I know you guys are probably disappointed because you love my cousin. Um, Busy. Everyone busy. I'm busy too, but I guess not as busy because I'm still doing this. Okay, so maybe I need to be more busy. But I do love this podcast, and I don't wanna get rid of it like that. I don't, not that I get rid of it, but I don't wanna not do it. I fucking love podcasts. I love talking. If you guys know me personally, you guys know that I talk so much. I promise I don't like the sound of my voice. I actually really do hate it, and sometimes very insecure about it because I feel like it's not good. It just sounds high pitched sometimes. It sounds stupid. Like I don't know. I might have like some sort of like not lisp, but something similar to it. Because there's some times where I talk and it's like one long word. Like a sentence will sound like a word when I talk. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I'm just going crazy. Anyways, um, so yeah, I talk a lot, and I kind of just like to throw everything out there into the world. So today we're going to be talking about what I'm grateful for. And if you guys want to just pretend to like have a conversation with me, you can talk back. um but yeah, today we're going to talk about that, and I guess I could start with the podcast. I am extremely thankful for everyone who has listened to the podcast at any point in time. If you watch it every single week, or if you watch a few, because I know right now I have now 23 episodes. Jeez, I had soda, a cup of soda. I had soda, and so if I get a little burpy, I am so sorry. So excuse me if you heard a burp. Um, what was I gonna say? All right. So I'm thankful for anyone who has ever listened to this podcast. I know I have so many episodes now, and so it'll be hard to like keep track with every single one I've made. Um, but if you listen to even if you only have listened to one episode, thank you. It means a lot that you took the time out of your day to listen to whatever the hell I was talking about. Um, Especially that bonus episode. If you guys know, no, the bonus episode was iconic as fuck. Um, Anyways, thank you. Also thank you to one of my friends, who I was recently on a FaceTime call with. You know who you are if you're listening. Um, uh, Thank you. It like if only you knew how much joy and how much happiness that brought me by you saying you listen to my podcast, like the both of you or one of you, just anyone who you guys that have listened to my podcast, thank you. It meant the world to me that even one person that listened, that I know listened, just makes my day. And I know my family does too. Well, some of my family, not everyone. And everyone who is related to my cousin or is friends with my cousin, friends with me, who are also tuning into the podcast and maybe even tuning in when my cousin isn't here. Um, Thank you. Thank you for ever listening, even when she's here or when she's not here. Just thank you in general, because it means the world that you're supporting this podcast and everything that goes into this podcast, the sponsors, everything. You know, once we have enough, we can split the money that we make on the podcast, because I'm making some money on the podcast. But I do need more people listening to the ads. That's why I have the ads in the beginning. If you guys are listening to it on Spotify, Apple, and all those places, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys are like just watching it. I don't get anything from you guys watching it on YouTube. But I would say if you want to support me, support my podcast, I would suggest at least listening to the ads in Spotify or Apple or Google. They're in pretty much almost all platforms, I believe. Like I was looking at what apps are using the cup of soda, and there's a lot. Like there's at least 8 different stations, I guess you could call them, that have this podcast on it. So thank you to everyone who thank you for just everything in general. I'm really proud of this podcast, and I can't wait to see it grow even more. I've only been doing this for the past now 6 months, which is insane that it's been 6 months since I started this podcast back in May, and now it's November, and so just thank you. I also want to say thank you to my friends and family who support me and also who are just there for me when I need them the most. I have one friend in particular that that is literally my rock, who's always been there for me, who listens to me cry or complain or just go crazy or go like on a spiral, I guess. To that person, I don't know if I don't want to say names because I don't know who is comfortable with their names being out on the internet. So you know who you are too. I love you, baby. But thank you for being my friend and being someone who cares about me. Because growing up, I didn't really have any friends. Shocker, I don't think so. I think a lot of people can tell that I just did not have friends. Um, but hey, I'm grateful for how far I've come with a lot of things. This year has been such a learning experience to the max. Like I wanted to take time. Like in the beginning of this year, I thought I'm not gonna get a lot of things done. I'm just gonna like post here and there, but try to figure out my life, try to figure out the show that I'm working on, trying to figure out everything. And then towards a little bit like around April and stuff, me and Nelson, we were talking about podcast. And when I heard about, making a podcast, I listened to podcasts since 2019. I've been listening to podcasts. I used to listen to the Jenna. Actually, no, 2018 I think was the year I really started listening to podcasts with Jenna and Julian. But I didn't start like listening to it on like Spotify and stuff like that till 2019, where I started dog walking. And I think I talk about when I restarted, not restarted, when I started doing podcasts in my last episode. So I'm not gonna just repeat myself. But yeah, starting this podcast, starting my own separate podcast, has been a journey on its own, and I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly trying to improve this podcast. I really like this setup. I wish this can be my setup all the time because I think the podcast will look visually nice. If you guys are watching it on YouTube, it looks nice. If you guys aren't, I would suggest after you guys watch this one, just click the new episode on YouTube just so you can see the nice like area that I'm in. But yeah, I'm working, so I don't know. I've recorded this 1,000 times because there was a lot of like issues earlier with like noise. So I have no idea what I have said, why I haven't said. So I'm gonna just, if I repeat myself, bear with me. I honestly I was almost discouraged not even to make this episode or like not make the thing because of just everything going wrong. Me trying to make this episode. Hopefully nothing goes wrong during this one, but I can't promise you anything. And that's another thing. I made promises not this year. I made promises in 2017 that I was going to take YouTube seriously, and in a sense I am, and in a sense I'm not. Um, I am because I've been creating constantly for the past 4 years, and so I've I've made so much. I have over 350 something videos on this channel with more to come. Like I'm still making things all the time. I record vlogs, I record behind the scenes. I do so much on this channel that I'm like, why am I doing so much? Like people don't even put that much effort in their stuff and they get more views and more things than me. So why am I trying so hard? And that's because I have like different reasons for why I do things than other people do. For me, I always liked to creating. I never really cared too much about views and about being like famous or anything. But I do want someone to see it. You know, I still like it's the creator in me that wants to show off their art, all their things, making films, making my series, all that stuff. I want people to see it, people to enjoy it. I want people to be like, oh, this is a story. I want someone to see the story I have in my head, see it visually where everyone can. That's all I really want. I don't care if I get if I like I get happy when I get at least 100 views on like a music video or a short film or even the episodes. I was like, oh my god, a lot of people saw. Like to me, that's a lot of people, and I'm grateful for that. I'm very thankful that I have anybody watching my stuff, even if I don't get a lot of views, even if I get like 20. If I get 20 views, I still think as long as I know that people watched it, that's all that matters to me. And so I'm thankful for everyone who puts that time and energy into watching my stuff, especially family. Not all family, because I still feel kind of cringe like if my family watches it, because I'll be like, they're seeing me dress up as a female with glasses and saying all these crazy outlandish things and then slut shaming myself and then all that jazz. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think my family should see that. I don't need them to be like, what the fuck is wrong with my child? But I'm just grateful for this opportunity. And another thing I want to say that I'm very very grateful for is school. As you guys know, I took a trade school back in, I believe it was March. Yeah, it was March. Um I started attending this school in New York. It was a school in New York that I went for 6 months. I graduated, finished, whatever. Um January, I believe 28th. Um yeah, so I graduated a couple of months ago and I just haven't really said anything about it. And the reason why I haven't said anything about it was because I was kind of going through a lot of my own personal stuff and it just didn't feel right. And honestly, graduating was so bittersweet. I was not in the right headspace when I finished. I just never got to embrace and be happy that I finished. And I feel like it's now too late to be excited about it because it's like old news that I finished. So it's a weird one. But I am grateful that I did finish and I am grateful for my mentor. I still talk to him all the time. Um I'm still like, under his wing. I'm still learning from him. And I don't know if he would ever watch this, but if he does, I'm like thankful. Um, when he told me how he saw the filmmaker in me, and he saw the potential I have, and I even showed him like a scene from my new web series, and he liked it, and he even like gave me pointers on like some lighting techniques, and he liked the shots. He thought everything looked good. Um, and he's been in this industry for probably as long as I've been alive, or close to as long as I've been alive. Jeez, I'm so burpy now because of the soda. Excuse me. Anyways, so to have him out of all people tell me that I have like that I'm good and that I have potential, and he sees like the real filmmaker in me, it makes me believe in myself a bit because I'd never believed in myself, guys. To be really honest, I did not believe in myself, like, at all. Like, I make the stuff because I like to do stupid stuff. Like, I always liked making things. Like, um, I have a fucking movie that I never finished back in 2013. Me trying to make a movie, like, acting in it, editing it, um, creating it. It's just not great, It was not a great movie. And I found a scene that I tried doing. Like, you guys can see it on my YouTube actually a little bit. Um, it's that pool scene from 2016. I found like the beginning to it basically, and I saw not only the editing did I see, but I also saw the acting. When I tell you, the acting was so bad. I was like, was I purposely trying to make it bad? Because I don't believe I was trying to make it purposely bad, but it was so, the acting was so bad. I was like, yikes. And honestly, I'm grateful for that because it has taught me how to be an actor. And I'm not an actor. You guys know that I don't take acting professionally. But I do it because it is fun for me. It is fun to pretend to be somebody else, especially Diane. I love playing Diane. She's the only character that I feel like I can literally just put on the wig, glasses, and the little beanie thing, and just be like all sass. You know, I don't know why. Like, it's so weird. Like, I just transform into somebody else when I play Diane, and sometimes I can stick to character. Like, sometimes I break character, but most of the time I can stick to character when it comes to Diane. Everybody, like every character I've ever played, is a bit harder for me to play besides Diane. Diane has been the only character that I've been able to do all the time. Um, I'm also grateful for that. I'm grateful for my creation of Diane because she's at, she's been in existence for 5 years, going to be 6 next year. That's a long time. That's a long time playing a character that's supposed to be like, I don't know, like an asshole. Like, she's like very like, I'm better than you. You guys all suck. Like, ew, I hate the way I said that. I mean, she's not that specific, but you guys get the general idea. If you guys have seen Diane, if you guys haven't, you guys are missing out because she is something else. But I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for the people who have interacted with Diane in my videos. In any case of the word, like, seeing Diane is like trippy and weird. I remember when even Joe met Diane for the first time. I think that's when we filmed our iconic um Life of a YouTuber skit. I think that was the first time she met Diane. And after that, it's just, that's my favorite video. Out of everything I've ever created, that's still one of my favorite videos is the Life of a YouTuber because of just how I think everything about it was just so funny. Like, Nelson getting kidnapped by Diane, and then Diane beating up her own sister to get with Nelson. It was just a whole like fun skit that I did, and uh it was a great time. But anyways, that's another thing. I'm also grateful for anyone who's been on my channel at any point in time. I know that I've had some beef and some drama with specific people, but I am slowly moving past it. I've been working on myself these past few weeks, trying to get over some stuff, and I talk about it in my last episode, I believe. But basically, um, I don't hold like now. I'm like, I guess I needed to get that like one last thing out of my system because now I feel so much better. The first couple of days after I did my mistake was horrible, but after that, I did finally feel like it's all out. So now I can like say without like feeling like a little about it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everybody who has been on my channel at any point in time. Um, Thank you. Like, the amount of effort I have put into not only my content, like the things I make, but also my personal life. I'm grateful for the opportunities. I am grateful for being accepted into the program and then finishing the program. I'm grateful for the friends I have made along the way that are still in my life. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the people who tried to rekindle things. I'm I'm grateful for family I get to see more. um I'm so grateful for everything in my life. There's things that I'm still, I'm still working on things. I'm human. um Sometimes things just suck. But I am very grateful for life and for the people who are in my life, and I just want to be there for the people I love, and um for as long as I can, like as long as I can live, I want to be there for the people that care about me, and I care about them. I care about them so much. I care, like, anyone who knows me knows that I care about people way too much, and it has become something of a problem that I care too much. So when something happens, I get even more mad and more upset about it because it just hurts. And I'm trying to like learn how to manage my love and my expectations and all that stuff because I get way too attached. And so I'm still working on myself, and I'm still working out the parts of me that I hate and that I'm not very proud of. um but luckily I have this. I have, like, this is my therapy. This makes me feel like I'm throwing it out there, I'm like word vomiting everywhere, it just feels great to just talk and to kind of just make something out of it. Make, like, these are like video diaries. Um, so I'm just, I don't even know. Like, this episode, you just hear me say, "I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful." Well, that's what this episode is. It's just talking about how much things I'm grateful for. I'm also grateful for the improvements I've made in my life in general. I think I've said it, but didn't finish it because I have ADHD. um, I'm grateful for how much, not that I have confidence, because boy do I not have confidence, but I'm grateful for the risk I'm taking. Before, I would not only would I not leave my house, but I would just be completely isolated forever. Like, that's how I always was. I was always like by myself, drawing my little notebook, and that was just me all the time. Like, some people might know what I'm talking about, but that's who I was. And throughout high school, I was still very much in my shell. I'm a shy kid, and I still am very shy. But it took like 5-6 years for me to like go up to a cashier and talk, because I was always freaked out and always like I have such bad social anxiety, and I'm working on that. I'm working on my anxieties. um I'm not gonna get too specific on what I'm doing, but I'm working on my anxieties. I'm working on those issues, um and that's what I feel like people should do. Like, when you know you have a problem, I'm not saying go fix it, but you want to improve your life. You want to have the healthiest life you can possibly have, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that life is healthy and everything in it is healthy. I don't want any more negativity. Like, I know I say I love the drama, and I do. I like drama is like, I don't know. I guess that's just the day and age where we're living in, where drama is like very entertaining. It's entertaining, Um, but I don't want any bad juju kind of drama. I don't want any like nasty, very like the drama. Like, I like petty drama. Like, I like drama that literally doesn't need to exist but exists. I don't like life changing, life whatever drama. That I do not like. I do not like destroying drama that can destroy anything. I don't like that drama. That drama is a no-no in my book. But just petty drama, like, oh, did you hear that she did this, or did you hear when he did that? Like, oh my god, like, what, Becky? I don't know how to make a fake drama, but But basically, I just want peace in my life. Um, sometimes there's things that just drama would just follow, but I think what the best we can all do is kind of just try our best to avoid as much drama as possible. You know, life is full of drama. Like this is life is one big sitcom, you know? There's gonna be freaking drama that just changes how the season goes. um One last thing I do want to talk about is my series. Again, I know. Um I'm still working on the series. I'm very grateful for how far I've gotten with it. I'm currently, I believe, almost 50 minutes in the series. I said almost, but we're getting there. I am already 44 minutes as of editing one of them, like two scenes, but I've already filmed two more scenes and I'm going to film another scene. So that might make it to 50 minutes. I'm not sure. So don't quote me on it. But that's almost an hour of stuff, and I am not even close to done. Like this show has so much. I'm honestly kind of exhausted from how much stuff I had to film because this isn't like In Hiding. Like In Hiding was 6 minutes every episode. This is looking to be 10 minutes every episode. So that should give you an idea of because I'm doing 10 episodes, giving you an idea of how long it's gonna take. Because if I were to total everything up, that's only 5 episodes. So I would be like halfway done. But that's if it's a straight 10 minutes. They're not gonna be straightly 10 minutes. I believe some might even be shorter than that. I think one episode would be like 8 minutes. I don't know. But um I just wanted to say that I'm working really hard on this series and I'm very excited. I've like the shots I've like edited together and have completed. I freaking love them. I keep rewatching it because I'm just like, wow, this is so different from In Hiding season 1. And just actually all of In Hiding in total cannot compare to just the scenes and like episodes that I've already finished. Look, looks so much better. I'm so happy that I'm getting better at creating for you guys. As you guys know, I like to evolve over time, and I think I'm doing that. Honestly, with this podcast, I think I've evolved enough with this podcast. I'm still trying to evolve this podcast, trying to make it the best podcast I can possibly make it. I really wish this could be my background because I'm in love with just how this all looks. You like my outfit? But yeah, I want to say one last thing. I can't tell you guys what the show is called because it's kind of like a spoiler, I guess. But hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of my soda. I don't have a cup. I have water, but I forgot to bring it closer to me. Anyway, the show's initials, because I'm not gonna say the title. The show's initials is SA. You guys can figure it out for yourselves what that means, but that's all I'm gonna give you guys. The reason why I don't want to tell you guys the title, not because it's not, I'm scared it won't be made, but it's because I don't want people to steal my ideas. Because the truth is, people like to take ideas, and so I'm trying to be as secretive as I can, while also being just excited about this show and just trying to tell you guys what the show is. Uh, but yeah, I'm just excited to be making this show. The show should come out. I'm praying that this show comes out next year, probably late next year. But I'm the way I wrote the script. I believe I can get it done. My friends are busy, so I had to like make the story around their busy schedule. Um, so that's why I had to do a bunch of rewrites. Is because everybody's busy and I'm probably going to be busy too. Like next year, I'm planning on applying to a bunch of film production stuff. So who knows how far this podcast will go? Who knows how far any of this will go? Next year, I don't know what next year is going to bring. Besides me, hopefully getting my show done by the end of next year. That gives me a whole year to finish, and I have a lot done. So it's not like I'm starting from nothing, you know. So I'm hoping to get it done by the end of next year. Fingers crossed, like my song, fingers crossed. Um, and yeah, I don't want to say too much. One last thing, I guess. I know I think I keep saying that, but this is for the last thing. So season 3 of A Cup of Soda will start in the new year, in 2022. Um, I'm Season 3 will be longer than season 1 and 2 because season 3 is gonna span till probably the next year of that. So 2023 will be season 4, probably. The reason why I make these seasons is kind of like eras. Like the first season era, I was still like new. I was still figuring out what I wanted to do with it, and then I kind of took a break and I had to like reevaluate my life and then reevaluate myself as a person and what I want to do with it and all that jazz. And so when I came back, because I took a break, I came back and I had like this fresh new perspective. So I wanted to also be shown in the season or season 2. I have this new perspective, and I still believe I do. Yes, sometimes I fall back into those old habits of just being negative and then just being angry at people, and I'm learning not to be angry at people. I think what I did was embarrassing. Not that it was wrong, but it was just like maybe I should just not done it. And um I feel better. I feel I actually feel a lot better. Like it's kind of funny how like me having to say my feelings made me feel a lot better, and so I feel like I can finally move on. I mean, yes, I'm still talking about it. So did I move on? Um, I believe so. And the reason why I'm saying I can talk about it and still be moved on is because it's still part of my past. It's still part of what makes me me. Just like all my other friendships, everything that I have gone over. Like I've gone over certain things in my friendships, past friendships, that I'll still talk about. Like I'll still like, oh yeah, these friendships that I had. But I don't have any like negative feelings towards it. It's just part of my experience with friends and friendships. And so me talking about like how I am trying to move on, and me talking about like where I am currently, where I stand with my mental health and my mental for friendships and whatever, like I am a lot better. Like I promise you guys, I am a lot better. Um I've been journaling. I've been doing all this stuff to help with like any like little bit of setback, cuz everyone has setbacks. Um the little setbacks that I'll have, I write in my journal and not act upon those self like self act upon those like thoughts, and like, no, I need to say this and I'm gonna tell them this and this and that because this is what they did. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not, because it's not gonna help me and it's not gonna help them. So I just gotta move on, and that's what I'm trying to do. And so if you guys are listening and you guys are having a hard time moving on, it's hard. It is really hard to move on sometimes, especially if you cared about the person and you feel betrayed, hurt, whatever. It is extremely hard. But just know that you making any tiny bit of effort to move on, to move past, you're doing a good job. And that's weird coming from me, but I'm just saying, you're doing the best you can, and just keep going. Because eventually, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, 10 years, you'll eventually move on, hopefully. Life, like as Oliver Treese once says, life goes on and on and on. So make what you will with that. All right, I've talked enough. this episode ended up being longer than I was expecting, but whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. If not, I'm very sorry. But I do hope that you guys just remember what you guys are thankful for. I know we spent our life always seeing the negative, and I'm that person too that always sees the negative in everything, and I still am very pessimistic. I think that's what the word is. I always set expectations very low because I get disappointed. I get like whatever. So I always set my standards very low. But we cannot like forget to be thankful for the little things. I'm thankful that I have toothpaste. I'm thankful that I have someone to love. Any I'm thankful for my pet. That kind of stuff. Like the little things is what you should really be thankful for. Yes, there's so much shitty situations. There's so much chaos. There's so much bad stuff. But don't even just take Thanksgiving as a day to remember, but just every day. I know this sounds so cliche. Me talking about this sounds very cliche, but it is true what they say. Take every day and think about what you're grateful for. Don't ever take anything for granted because you won't realize how much you took for granted until it's gone. So I'm telling you, don't take anything that you actually care about for granted, and just remember that even through everything, who is there for you and who loves you, and just that. So I don't know if I'll see you next week because it's gonna be a weird week. I've been so busy this week. I'm extremely tired, so I don't even know. But you guys probably see me in December if anything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Gesundheit.